Everyone thinks quitting pornography is about just quitting the habit, but that cannot be done as long as you are stuck in the thought patterns which keep you trapped. Now, hi, I'm Vansh, and if you cannot watch this video, which is like 30 minutes long, then you're already cooked and you have problems bigger than pornography. Now, let's go. So, porn is not necessarily a cycle of your actions, but instead about your thoughts. It's about you using pornography, then thinking, why can't I stop having these feelings of powerlessness, of low self esteem, and then going to think that I am broken, which is a conclusion which doesn't serve you, which makes you think that there is no solution to this and just tells you the problem outright. And then you think, might as well not again. But what it forgets is that you can fix this and you can stop being broken and you can fix yourself. So this isn't really about fighting urges. You don't really care about urges. You fight them like 10% of the times. It's about getting rid of the thing which results in urges. Your thought patterns, which is thinking that I'm broken, that I cannot fix this, things like these are what cause the urges to pop up in the first place. So if you start fixing them, you will realize that the urge actually has no power. These are thought patterns or mental loops of thinking, I'm a porn addict and I can't stop. What's wrong with me? Why can't I fix this? God will be so disappointed in me. This is all rumination. This is just rumination, which is thinking about the worst aspects of it, thinking about how it makes you feel emotionally, and it doesn't think about solving the problem. It tells you the problem outright that, okay, I'm a porn addict, I can't stop. What's wrong with me? Something's wrong with me. It tells you that, and it doesn't delve further. It says something, I'm traumatized or anything else like that, and then it stops there. The thing is that your mind is repeating the same damn patterns, and they are the ones that are keeping you imprisoned. Rumination, however, can be broken and you can be freed. So why trust me? Again, hi, I'm Vansh, and I went from someone who was constantly addicted to the screen, who was not very social, who was very awkward and fat and just tried to constantly escape from reality, to someone who after quitting had the confidence to work out, to get girls, to work on his physique, his attractiveness, and that's how I ended up right here. I've also helped other people get freedom, get free from addiction and from pornography, and this resulted in Ben, who was my client from UK, who during his A-levels went from a student who was getting C's and D's to someone who started getting A stars, someone who started getting 9s in his A-levels, which are his pre-college exams. He quit during his college examinations, which would have determined his future. His performance in the exams improved rather than decreased because he went about it in the right damn way, which is what I'm going to teach you. Same with Rehan, who had problems with pornography, who was shy, who had problems talking with girls. He would barely whisper around them, and after quitting, he has gotten into contact with girls. He has become a national level junior golfer. He has gotten clear about his priorities and what things actually matter to him. I have a course on quitting pornography on pre-sale right now. If you're interested in that, then it's linked in the description below. The thing is that the solution to rumination has remained the same, and you can find the same damn process from Hinduism to Eastern Orthodoxy Christians, right? And this has remained a problem for everyone. This has been solved by these people. There have been minor differences like the words that they use to describe these things, but other than that, it has remained 99% the same in all of these religions, in all of these different cultures, which have been hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from each other. So, in Eastern Christianity, these thoughts, these ruminations are called logismoi, and these are tempting, obsessive thoughts which confuse the soul, which make you have self-limiting beliefs, brainwashings about yourself. And what these Christians fought this with is watchfulness, which is basically stilling your mind and just understanding you're different from your thoughts, you are separate from your thoughts, and just seeing them. Seeing that the thoughts aren't based in reality, seeing that the thoughts are irrational, seeing that the thoughts have no power over you. And this can be done by silence or hesia, right? Silence is basically not indulging in these thoughts, understanding you're separate from them, and just simply allowing yourself to go into nepsis, to go into watchfulness, and hence just see that these thoughts are not that present, are not that powerful, and you can easily overcome them. And of course, ending it with Jesus prayer, because that's for who matters to them. And in Hindu thought and yogic traditions, these treatments are also present, again thousands of miles away, and yet they both reach the same conclusion, and these are called samskaras. Samskaras are old patterns, and these could be thought patterns, these could be things learned from childhood which you never question, or these could be brainwashings which someone taught you. And these samskaras fuel chaotic thoughts, which are called vrittis, which are ruminations which haunt you, right? And you fight them with dhyan. Dhyan has been mistranslated a lot of times as willpower or mindfulness or meditation. Meditation is a part of it, but what it really is presence of being in the present moment and seeing what's actually happening, seeing that you are right here, right now, that whatever threats, whatever fears that you have are not going to haunt you, and you don't need to act according to your thoughts. Yamas is right living. It's living in a way which is conducive to happiness, to healthiness, and not having behaviors which suck at your soul. Now, if you look at both of these traditions, you will realize that they are both agreeing that you are not evil. But if you do not master your mind will master you, and your mind will destroy you. The initial thought is natural. The mind's job is to make thoughts. It will disappear if you do not interact with it. You have plenty of thoughts a day, but you don't interact with all of them. But again, it's you who chooses that these thoughts will grow, that you will embrace them, that you will indulge them, that you will fear them. And because you do that, is why these thoughts have power. You are the one assigning the power, and you can easily snatch it away from them. Hey, before we get further into the video, I want to make sure that you like and subscribe and comment, because it will help other people find the video and actually help them get towards freedom like you are doing so right now. There's also a course which is in pre-sale right now, so if you're interested in that, because the price will only continue to get higher, then there's the link in the description below. I cannot stress this enough. Thoughts simply come and go. It can go into oblivion and never come back again, or you can indulge with it, you can fear it, and hence it will grow until it goes out of your mind and manifests into your body. So it's your choice about whether you will entertain these thoughts or will you let them entirely disappear. This isn't just something which is known by the religious community, but also by the scientific community in the recent decades, because there has been a lot of research about what is rumination, what makes it psychologically grow and have so much power, and how you can overcome it. Now, to start with, rumination can cause a depression, because guess what? You become hopeless, that you cannot solve anything because a problem is blown way out of proportion. You have a lot of anxiety because guess what? Even if you can't solve the problem, it is still present, that it is still eating at you, and it causes it to get worse. And people have also had problems with alcoholism and eating disorders, so addictions, but also things like PTSD. Now, the reason that all of this happens is because rumination makes thoughts bigger. Like I said, it makes any treatment, any fix for these things harder, because whenever you're doing therapy or trying to change, your brain will amplify the problems when you start ruminating. A single slip, even while seeing that you haven't nutted in 100 days and that's still progress, it becomes proof that you are a failure, that you are 100% addicted. A bad experience in front of a girl or something becomes proof that you are a virgin, that you will remain kissless, that you cannot help yourself, that you are broken, all of these things, and it will just continuously spiral. It will tell you 20 different problems, all of which, by the way, are lies, and it's your job to finally figure out that these are simply lies. Now, there's something really cool about the brain. The brain hates mysticism, the brain hates confusion, and so whenever you start thinking about something, whether it be rumination, whether it be logic or anything else, the brain sees that we are in this middle area between option A and option B. Let's say this is using pornography and not using pornography, and so it tries to get rid of the mysticism, of the confusion around it, right? And so it gives you justifications to do anything. The more you think about something, the more solidified, the more amplified these beliefs become, because that's how the brain works. The brain simply wants you to do something and to not be stuck between this, because choosing one is still better than not choosing the other. And so what the brain does is that it will take some level of mysticism and it will try to find research. Most of the surface level research, most of the research you will find about pornography will come from r/nofap. r/nofap has shit advice, because 90% of the people there are fucking addicted and have no idea what's going on in their mind, haven't the mindfulness to actually understand what's happening. So what ends up happening is that you see option A, which is better, which is you not using, and you see option B. And all of the people in r/nofap tell you that, oh, it improves my concentration, it's the crutch when I have no one else, I'm so lonely, I can do this, I can do that without pornography, I feel this desire to nut. And whenever you listen to these brainwashings, it affects your brain. You start thinking that, oh, maybe I'm the same. Oh, these are all people who are having the same struggle as me. Surely I should be having the same struggle as them. So your brain starts thinking them, and it makes shit up. And when it starts making shit up, you feel slightly an urge, and then it amplifies it into, oh my god, I'm having an urge, I'm an addict, this, that, blah blah blah. And so you get more and more reasons to use pornography until you start using it, and you end up right here at option B. The way you start getting out of option B is by actively, not passively consuming information, but actively questioning things, actively questioning both your brain, the beliefs that you have, what people have taught you, and that's how you get out of pornography. Because what rumination or anything else will do is that it will take some small level of shame. It wouldn't even be related to pornography, anything else, and it will make it so big, so out of proportion, that you will feel so powerless. You will feel as if you have no other choice but to use pornography. And this is where the trap is. This is where the problem lies. So the more you think about pornography, the more emotionally, the more even logically charged it will become. For example, people start saying that it helps their concentration, or it helps them relax. But this is inherently two opposite things when you actually research about this. You cannot be relaxed and concentrating at the same time. Concentrating is inherently a stressful activity. So how can something help you relax and help you concentrate at the same time? Sounds stupid, right? You will find plenty of beliefs like this, and all you need to do is just question them. All you need to do is take some paper and pen and just start writing them down and then research them, and you will find that they are all false. So these are romanticizations, demonizations, that, oh, it's a demon and I'm fighting it forever, it's a forever struggle and I'm fighting demons with gods or whatever. It could be romanticizing it, like, it's my comfort, it helps me when no one's there, I'm a lone warrior walking this lonesome road and this is the only ally that I have, or some crap. Or you could be concluding, again, your brain doesn't like mysticism and it will just try to choose one option. You could be concluding that I'm an addict forever. But this is not the truth. This is not a solution. This is not helping you get out of pornography, because it's just helping you cement an identity. The real danger is that you ruminate about being an addict. You create the stress and hence you use pornography to escape the stress, which hence confirms that you're an addict. So this is the loop. Thinking about it and hence resulting in some minor urges which you can easily overcome, which will go and flow away like water. But instead, because you're trying to catch it, because you obsess over it, is what keeps you trapped. Not addiction, but rumination about addiction is what is keeping you addicted to pornography, enslaved to it. So before we go any further, your brain will think up of roughly 3 types of thoughts. This is called the triune brain model, which is basically saying that your brain has 3 types of thoughts or 3 types of divisions. In terms of modern psychology, this is a bit outdated, but in terms of understanding your thoughts and what kind of thoughts you will have, this is an excellent brain model, right? So the first is that there's the human or the logical brain, which has the history of about 100,000 years. Then there's the mammalian brain, which has the history of like a few million years, and then there's the reptilian brain, which has the history of tens if not hundreds of millions of years. You can guess what all of these do. The logical brain gives you logical thoughts like, oh, this doesn't make sense. There's some research about prostate cancer and how masturbating can help with that. But guess what? That doesn't mean you need to use pornography or anything else. Like, your mammalian brain will say, it's my help, it's my crutch, it's my comfort, but you don't really need it. It's preventing you, in fact, from finding people who are better for you, who help you grow, who make you fulfilled, and hence it keeps you trapped. It's not your friend but your prison warden. Now the reptilian brain cares more about stress, surviving, etc., and hence it thinks that pornography is something essential. Pornography offers so many benefits because of self-limiting beliefs. So when you start getting rid of them, the reptilian brain will slowly start to understand that, okay, it's not something we actually need. We can easily get rid of it and we can overcome it. Now, one thing again I will say is that you are not your thoughts. You are the consciousness. You are the general who is leading these thoughts. You are the one who controls these thoughts and sees which one needs to be taken care of. You have total control over these, and it's you who chooses whether you embrace these thoughts or not. So you just need to start realizing that these thoughts exist because you have some self-limiting beliefs about whether it be pornography, about nofap, about addiction or urges, or the way that your brain works. And when you start writing them down, when you start actively questioning them, you will realize that they are all false, and pornography will have significantly lower power over you. So let's look at these things. These are brainwashings that people have about pornography, about thinking that it helps them, right? So it could be concentration. Overall, long-term concentration decreases. I assume that you know about the brain research and how watching too much pornography can reduce gray matter. Gray matter is essential for mindfulness, it's essential for presence. So if you're watching pornography, it's overall a net negative for your brain health, right? Same with stress relief. You get more stress because you watch pornography. You have these entire thoughts throughout the day, these ruminations which worsen your stress, which release cortisol, so it's not really helping you with stress. Same with education. You don't need to watch that much pornography for education, and even then, pornography is not a good source of sexual education, because guess what they optimize for in pornography is fake moons, fake color grading, fake breasts, fake everything, and they're all taking drugs and a bunch of other things. So it's not something which you can apply in your real life to actively pleasure yourself, pleasure someone else during a relationship. You need more relationships than just sexuality. If you want to try some new things with your partner, read a fucking book on it. I'm not kidding. That would be far better, because it will be more in depth rather than just watching two people moon. Same with pornography is a friend. This is a lie. It has not helped you. It's a toxic friend, if you can call it one, and it doesn't help you at all. So is it really a friend? No, it's not. It's someone who's using you, and it's not helping you at all. It harms no one. That's a lie. It harming you. It will harm your relationships. It will harm your ability to earn money, which matters, right? You matter. So it is not harming no one. It is harming thousands of people, and it is also harming you. Same with thinking that I have low willpower. But guess what? Willpower is false. Willpower is a brainwashing, and there has been plenty of new research coming about which is showing that what all of these people like David Goggins, like Tim Ferriss, like all of these people have been saying about willpower, that it's depending on what lines you draw by yourself is true. Willpower is thinking that you can run 100 steps and after that you're done. But when you start being mindful, which is the true method of willpower, when you start noticing that, okay, I don't care about the next 100 steps, I don't care about projecting in the future, but instead I will focus on this second right here, and I will question myself again, can I take another step? And I will say yes, and I'll take another step. And when you continue to do that, you will end up taking 1000 steps, because you don't care about future projections, about anything else, but instead about just being in the present moment, which is the true method of willpower. So this is why training mindfulness, training meditation, understanding that you're in the present moment rather than ruminating about the future will help you not just gain progress in terms of quitting pornography, but also in terms of improving your overall life and mental health. Now, the way to fix this is whenever you start getting an urge, or you start spiraling, or you start ruminating, you figure out what emotion is causing this. Because generally what happens is that rather than solving for the solution, the reason why the stress is present, people start to run away from the stress, which doesn't solve the inherent problem as to why the stress is there in the first place. So when you start defining the problem which is causing the stress, you will realize that, okay, the problem is something like having an argument with my family. So you then ask yourself, what's under my control? What can I do to fix this? And you see, I can talk to them, I can give them some gifts, I can maybe give them a back massage or something, and that will help improve my relationship with them. So, and then you think, what's the next step? Okay, so you think that you will first give them a back massage, and when they're relaxed, you will have a conversation with them. When you have a conversation with them, and when they're relaxed and whatnot, you both will be in a good mood, you both will have serotonin released, and you both will be more cooperative towards each other. That will be better, and all of a sudden, your damn problem is solved, which you thought was unsolvable. The second thing that you need to do is update the context. You need to realize that whatever you experienced in the past, that you felt you were powerless, maybe you actually were, is not who you are right now. You have made progress, you have grown stronger, you have grown wiser, you have the ability to fix these problems now, and even if you don't right now, you have the ability to learn the solution. So you need to understand that you are different from your past self, from the one that your brain thinks you are right now, and you can easily make progress if you're willing to. And because you're updating your context, because you're updating your identity, you also need to reframe your thoughts. The thoughts are simply something that the brain does. Urges are just thoughts. Urges are just thoughts with some bodily reaction, like, oh, maybe my hands start to jitter, maybe my eyes widen, maybe something else. They are all simply bodily sensations. They are not anything else. They have no command, no authority over you, and it's your thoughts. you willing to indulge in them, which gives them power. Lastly, you should journal. Journaling helps you first identify what emotion that you may be running from, what benefits do you see in pornography as to why you go towards it rather than fixing the damn problem. And then you also need to figure out the solutions, because the solution is what will actually help. Because the solution and thinking in terms of solutions is what will help you get over rumination, which is the key cause of many people's problems, of likely your problem. So remind yourself of your victories. Whenever rumination happens, it's trying to break you down. It's trying to tell you that you're worthless. But this isn't true. You have done good things. So what you should do is have a cookie jar which your brain, your mind can access whenever it's feeling down, and motivate itself, boost its self-perception. So this could be something like reminding yourself that, okay, I did very well in that exam. I am very social. I can do this. Why can't I do that? So when you start thinking of these things, no matter how small, you start stacking proof that you're not hopeless, that you have the ability to quit something, that you have the ability to go through hardship, that you're smart enough to break down your brainwashings. And when you start doing them is when you will become free. So overall, it's firstly having progressive overload, not with mindlessly white knuckling or using willpower, but instead with slowly figuring out what reason you're trying to run away from your emotions, and then figuring out the solution as to why the emotion is there in the first place. And this will help you grow stronger, this will help you grow better, and this will help you grow wiser. Secondly, put all of these experiences that you've had wherein you've solved your problems, wherein you've made progress, and put them in a notepad and just write all of them out. I helped an old lady this one time. I solved my homework or anything else. I did a job assignment. I talked to one person that I hated. You doing something hard, doing something which you thought you couldn't do, but eventually making progress in that, is something that you should do in the cookie jar, something that you should put in the cookie jar, so you can just mentally access whenever your mind starts ruminating that, oh no, these are all false. I'm the one with the power. I have done this, I have done that, and I can do this all over again and do something twice as hard if I really wanted to. Now, second is putting yourself in the present moment. This could be done via meditation. So one thing I prefer and has immediate results is like a 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique, which is basically whenever your thoughts start ruminating, you realize that, okay, you take a deep breath and see 5 things which are around you. So for me, the 5 things around me are the wall, the paper right here, the laptop, the camera, the lighting. The 4 things that I can touch would be something like the table, the seat I'm on, my clothes, my skin. For me, the 3 things that I could hear would be the mild hum of the fan, which probably you can't hear right now, the other people in the house, my own voice. 2 things that I could smell would be the mild concrete smell or my own sweat. The 1 thing that I could taste would be the mild acidity in my saliva. So when you start doing this exercise, you realize that, okay, I'm right here. I'm not in my thoughts. I'm right here. I don't need to worry about the urges. They're all just existing in my mind, and they don't have any basis on reality, on proof, on evidence, and they are all just brainwashings. So when you start breaking them down, you realize that they don't have much power over you. As said, journal, because that will help you. And lastly, there's my coaching and course which you can buy if you're interested. The reason why I started all of this is because I had a problem with pornography for over 9 years, to the point that it almost resulted in me almost offing myself, for lack of better words, suitable for YouTube and whatnot. And it resulted in everything good about my life having the pleasure sucked out of it, just leaving me a husk of what I could have been, and not having the emotional resilience to take anything on. I've slowly rebuilt myself, and I'm very proud of that. So if you want a similar result to me or to Ben or to Rehan, then I would suggest that you go to Dominant Mind. Dominant Mind is something which has helped other people, and it can help you. And it's the method that I used to quit pornography, with over 9 years of my own experience of helping other people like Rehan and Ben, and also of reading multiple books about quitting pornography, about psychology, escapism, addiction, avoidance and whatnot. And this has all helped me become the man I am today, and I can say with confidence that I can help you quit. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and cheers.